Imagine the power of holding just one Bitcoin. In a world where financial inequality is rampant, owning even a fraction of this digital gold places you in the upper echelons of wealth, among the top 0.0001%. Embrace the opportunity and let Bitcoin pave your path to financial freedom. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and let's start. Starting off with, Bitcoin is way ahead of its previous cycle. Last cycle we bottomed at a similar time, but because of the COVID Black Swan crash, we were still at a 3x move away from the previous all-time highs. This time we've went from bottom back to previous all-time highs in just 1.5 years. And here we could see that we are getting to a new possible explosion that we were waiting for, and it's about to happen right now comparing to our previous cycle. The only position that might happen is basically we're going to drop a little bit like we had right here, but we didn't reach the previous all-time high. That's the only sign that it might not happen, but it still can happen. We might drop a little bit to, like I say, $30,000, and then it will start exploding and making the bull run finally start. Hoping it will happen without that, but we might get the same situation we had before. The significance of one Bitcoin in relation to time and how the upcoming halving will impact this remarkable symbiosis, a threat adorned with astonishing figures. First of all, I'm aware that a significant amount of the Bitcoin ever available will probably never be in circulation again, but I'll calculate with 21 million below. We simply don't know how much Bitcoin is truly in actual circulation at any given time. So to begin, it's essential to know how much one Bitcoin represents in percentage terms measured against the total amount of Bitcoin ever available. 1 out of 21 million equals 0.000048%, truly minuscule. However, Bitcoin has something ingenious embedded in it. With the halving of epochs, time takes on an exceptional role for Bitcoin. During the first epoch, 50 Bitcoin have been created every 10 minutes on average, 600 seconds, or 1 Bitcoin every 12 seconds. So every 12 seconds, 0.00048% of the total supply. Today, in 2024, there are 625 new Bitcoin every 600 seconds, or 1 Bitcoin per 96 seconds. Every 96 seconds, 0.00048% of the total supply. When a forced halving occurs in a few days, it will take 192 seconds or 3 minutes and 12 seconds on average for each new Bitcoin. So the upcoming halving will double the amount of precious time in order to have the same percentage like one epoch before. And the time doubles, and in addition, the general interest is increasing globally as well. When will the time come that 1 year must pass before one new Bitcoin is available? Let's jump to 2096. The block subsidy is 0.301192 Bitcoin, and it'll take more than a year to make one Bitcoin usable, which is 83,893 blocks, which is 838,930 minutes, 1.6 years. Just over 2 Bitcoin are issued in this halving period. The same amount of new value that is created today in just 96 seconds will 72 years later take over a year and a half to be accessible for mankind. But Bitcoin in relation to time shows its full potential of the inflation time table the closer we get to the total amount, if only 0.5048%. The last Bitcoin is missing. It will take about 35 years until this last Bitcoin becomes usable for mankind. I've posted about this in the past, and I find this example truly fascinating. What started with 12 seconds in 2009 will reach its zenith in 2140, when from the years 2104, 2106 on, 35 years of time are needed to create the last full Bitcoin, the last full 35 exact years. With each halving, the period until a new Bitcoin is obtainable doubles, and it will become increasingly difficult, unimaginably difficult for anyone to obtain fresh Bitcoin as time progresses. Horrible things like man-made devastating wars will hardly be feasible and affordable anymore. since Bitcoin is simply too rare and valuable for states to be able and willing to wage war against and with it. I believe in the long run it needs mathematics and a hard-capped money to create more harmony, as man alone will probably never be able to do it. Modern man finally embraced the beauty of mathematics, the beauty of the Bitcoin. Also, the next one we go, there's only 1,740,000 Bitcoin left on exchanges. The supply shock is coming pretty soon. Decision on whether or not to allow options on the spot Bitcoin ETFs has been delayed by the SEC. And here we could possibly see it. It's time to apologize, the Washington Post. As they said on January 19, 2016, "Free Bitcoin, it's time to move on." And for them, it's time to apologize. Just in El Salvador is buying back some of its debt strategy to crack down on criminal gangs, together with its Bitcoin investment boost the economy. It's 2060 and your grandchildren are asking you how life was when a normal person could buy 0.1 Bitcoin using 7,200 infinite paper currency bucks. Life was heading down the drain until Bitcoin saw mass adoption circa 2030, then life started changing for the better. Back then, buying 0.1 Bitcoin for 7,200 paper currency bucks was a steal. It's crazy how things have changed. Life was simpler in some ways, but crypto opened up a whole new world of possibilities. Enjoy the ride. Do you realize whatever downside Bitcoin experiences before the halving, if any, will be the very last bargain buying opportunity in the 2024 pre-halving period? That's what we have right here. Today gold reached a record high of $2,332 in USD, but in the ultimate asset face-off, Bitcoin surpasses gold with superior performance. The chart below shows when the ratio climbs, Bitcoin is winning against the gold. The trend unmistakably upwards and continues to go up and up and up. 94% of the total Bitcoin supply has now been issued and the halving is in 11 days. Digital scarcity at its finest. Michael Saylor is $8 billion in profit on his Bitcoin investment. That's crazy. New over 111,000 Bitcoin, which is $7.5 billion, moved out of exchanges last month, and they continue on draining the supply they have. Fun fact, BlackRock and Fidelity's spot Bitcoin ETFs have now taken in inflows for 59 days exactly straight and are now in the top 20 ETFs of all time, where we could basically see all of the others ones where the IBIT and FBTC is at 59 days, and that's crazy. 1 Bitcoin, which is 61 million Argentinian pesos, 1 Bitcoin, which is 11 million Japanese anime tokens, 510,000 Chinese digital slavery coins, 107,000 Aussie kangaroo credits, 95,000 Canadian moose shekels, and 71,000 Biden bucks. As 1 Bitcoin is still 1 Bitcoin. That's what you should claim and understand. As of now, we are in a great position of the price, 71,500, consolidation continues, we are 3% up and a 65% up on the trading volume with a $37 billion. That's crazy. See you in the next one and peace.